All right, so look, let's cut right to the chase. We know the Bills beat the Ravens in the playoffs this year. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The question becomes this. Well, I'll make a statement and you can make a question out of it if you like. I don't believe scrambling quarterbacks can win Super Bowls. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's saddening. I understand the whole reason that everybody likes scrambling quarterbacks. They can win you a lot of regular season games if they can stay healthy. It's great. But the truth is, the closest we've ever seen was Cam Newton make it to the Super Bowl. And quite honestly, I mean, and a lot of people thought he was going to win. Well, first of all, that's twofold. Number one, Cam Newton's not really, I wouldn't call him just a scrambler, although I don't think he's a proficient passer. He's Cam Newton. He's an enigma. But the
Very
point
weird.
is,
Yeah.
outside of him, we don't see scrambling quarterbacks making Super
Jalen
Bowls
Hurts.
and or winning them. Okay, well, winning them. How about that? And Jalen Hurts, I ain't even gonna get into all that. But so, what do you say to the statement? I don't believe. Okay, let's be clear. Obviously, nothing's impossible, but like like most for scramble first or scrambling being the quarterback's main
Just say
or
what it
whatever.
is. Poor passing quarterbacks, bro.
Poor
Just say
passing, good scramblers, they don't make that. They don't win championships. I'm sorry.
See, Frank is the real answer. It's not about the running quarterbacks. It's a lot of the answers, a lot of examples you gave are poor passers as well. Like, because Jimmy Garoppolo is also not going to win any Super Bowls. He's not great. Like, I don't feel like Jared Goff. It's not that he can't throw, but he's not a proficient
He's
passer.
in the
Like,
pocket. He's a
that's the
game
weak
manager.
part. So, but I don't want to skirt around the topic.
yeah, I know.
Uh, a scrambling quarterback's never won a Super Bowl. They've been a couple times. You listed both of them: Cam Newton, Jalen Hurts. This year, we're going to have a scrambling quarterback in the Super Bowl, between Jalen Hurts or Jaden Daniels.
Well, Jaden
However
Daniels is
you
a
want to,
proficient passer, though.
I understand. That's
Exactly.
the difference.
Mhm.
So the statement "scrambling quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls" has to be a fact because they haven't won Super Bowls. Um, Lamar
Even
Jackson.
Flacco's a scrub and he won one.
I mean, look, but I'm saying like
Best
Lamar,
fucking
it's
numbers in
going to
his
be
career.
difficult for Lamar to ever win a championship because of the road he has to go through and the level of passers that he has to beat on an annual basis. To win his division, he has to beat Joe Burrow. And then he has to go against Josh, one of the greatest throwers of our lifetime. And then he has to go against Pat Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And so just for him to get to a Super Bowl, he has to go through all that. I'll take all those guys over him because they are better passers than him. And that's what matters at the end of the day in the playoffs. If there was a year where Pat retired because he three-peated and Josh Allen he can beat Josh Allen and Joe Burrow doesn't make the playoffs again, yeah, sure, maybe Lamar can break through for rushing quarterbacks. But Jalen Hurts has an opportunity. And so does Jaden Daniels. They both have opportunities to perhaps win the Super Bowl. I got Pat Mahomes, but who knows if Josh can get through? They can both walk through him.
Yeah. Um, Here's what I'll say. I want to give Lamar a little bit of credit here because, again, my thing is just that to play the position of quarterback or like to really win or to succeed, you got to play the game a certain way. And typically, it's not the way that guys like Lamar play the game. But he has gotten a lot better at doing what you want your quarterback to do.
Yes.
And I'll give him credit because even in that final drive that they had where they came back and tied it, he made some nice throws there. He took him down the field. But it's like my thing is, but let's get back to this. The problem is that when you're not that guy, you do too much. That first turnover that he had in the first half, I don't that interception was boneheaded. Like I don't what was he seeing?
It was
What was
bad.
he
It was
trying to
bad
do?
interception.
It was a horrible decision. And it's like every time we get to this point with Lamar, I don't know if he can feel the pressure. And what is that saying? But it's like you're playing to get up against better defenses, better teams, better like teams that are way more prepared, not the Jags or whatever scrub team that has all kinds of nonsense going on. You're playing against well drilled, well coached teams, and he keeps making these weird mistakes. Those two turnovers set the tone for that game. So whether you want to say it's his fault or not, that's not good enough. Like at that level that we're talking about,
So
when you're playing with those guys, that's not good enough. Those
so
turnovers. What you about to say? What you about to say?
I'm gonna
Please.
say I want to say you're full of crap a little bit, because if anybody watched the other segment where you talked about the Kansas City Chiefs and said those bad referee calls had no impact on the finish of the game. Those turnovers, at the end of the day, they didn't impact the game because he made the plays. He made the plays to win the game when it counted. So when you said the Kansas City, those bad calls happened earlier, yes, that does impact the game as much as those turnovers. So if you're telling
turnovers
me
are way,
that those
turnovers are 10 times worse.
And penalties are turnovers, basically. If you give a team automatic first down,
it was second and 6.
But we're not gonna fight about it.
Let's not go down that rabbit
hole. What I'm gonna say is Lamar Jackson, the disappointing part about this conversation is that Lamar Jackson has grown and has developed as a passer. When people showed the side by side of him missing Mark Andrews in the flat the other year in the playoffs, that was old Lamar. He didn't miss Mark Andrews this time. Mark Andrews dropped it. Lamar has become he didn't lose the way you expected him to lose, Frank. He didn't lose because he couldn't make the passing plays in crunch time like you've always asked of him. You've always said when it's time to throw the football, can he throw the football? Can he win through the air? And he actually did all of those things when it mattered, and he just can't catch the football for people as well.
I can't do that, Charlie. I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're trying to say, right? But that you changing the math now because okay, I do respect that he got them in position with his passing later in the game. But if he did not make the mistakes earlier, they could have been in a better position anyway. He wouldn't have been in a position where they had to come back and do anything. He did do good. He even led the game almost tying drive. We saw it. However, Mark and Matt, hold on. Let's be clear. Mark Andrews is a scrub. He scrubbed it up yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he did. All types of stuff. He dropped it. He fumbled. He was wilding. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, buddy, on the Bills yesterday.
Right, but the notion that the turnovers early didn't have an effect on the game is kind of wild.
That was the wildest defense. Hold on. That was the wildest defense that Charlie has ever made. And it was great.
No. This is too frank.
Let you spew that nonsense. Hold on, let me talk.
This is too frank. Not to you, Nell, because Nell, you didn't say that those bad calls did not impact the outcome of the game. Frank is trying to have his cake and eat it too. Those penalties mattered a lot in that Chiefs game, but you just expect the Chiefs to win. You expected the Ravens to lose, so you're like, this is why he lost. No, I ain't having that. You can't have both ways. You ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way. Get the hell out of here.
You got to talk.
So can I speak now?
Go ahead. Have fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have fun.
So here's why you're wrong.
Don't drop it at the end.
I'm not trying to have my cake and eat it too. The thing is, like, let's say that those calls, when I say they didn't affect the game, first of all, if you look at the second and it would have been 2nd and 6 or something like that. They didn't get the second, and it was the play that he made that made that game. But I'm gonna leave that alone. Whatever.
Oh, like
back to this. Do you know why you're wrong? That the fumble, they went and scored and then put them up by 11 points. Like that changed the math of the game. Like the Ravens are 9-0 or something when they can when Derrick Henry gets 20 carries. When you do that, you then you're now playing you put your team at a disadvantage, and then you guys had to play in a comeback fashion, almost in a more desperate tone, and then it let Buffalo chill. Buffalo didn't even have to.
Were the Texans more desperate after those calls?
People are talking about how Josh Allen didn't do it. He didn't have to do anything because Lamar gave it to him already. He gave him a lead. He and all Josh did was what he had to do because Lamar made it easy for him turning the ball over. Even that first turnover it may not have directly impacted the score, but it set the tone. You can't make plays
and those calls didn't directly impact the Texans. You said they added pressure to the Lamar and the Ravens. You don't think going against Patrick Mahomes and now the referees are giving them all the calls?
Right. If you were saying before the game that you thought the referees, then you were waiting for some shit to happen because
I didn't say that.
That first one, that call happens in every game. You see that every week.
Every Chiefs game. All right, I'll shut up. Well, I'll shut up. Well, I'm saying this. Look, Lamar did his part. He messed up in the beginning. But what you guys have asked for is when the game's on the line, it's the fourth quarter. I'm not talking to you. Listen, I'm not talking to you. You just a shaking head right now.
You guys.
All right, so you're here too. You know what, Charlie? I'll even give you another one. I'll give you one
saying,
that's not a
like, all
turnover,
right,
right? Hold on,
he
I'll give you another one that's not a
overcame all
turnover.
that stuff.
When Lamar
He
took that sack,
overcame all that.
hold on. When Lamar
I'm
took that
holding
sack in the
on.
second quarter, when they were at the
Okay.
2-yard line, they were down 14-7.
Oh, I remember that.
Lamar, I
And
need
at
you to not take a
and
sack there, bro. Like
and
we
at
need
the end
a
of the
touchdown there.
day,
This is the game. I
he
need you to do
did,
something, not take a sack.
and at the end
Not
of the
take a
day,
sack,
he
bro.
did what it took to come all the way back. He threw that touchdown when everybody's game's over. He hit the guy in his hands, in his belly, for the game tying 2-point conversion. He did what y'all claim. When he got a pass, I don't
Stop
know. I
saying
don't know
y'all
about
if you don't
Lamar
want
when
me
he
to talk.
can't pass.
Stop saying y'all if you don't want me to
That's
talk,
time to
bro.
pass. I'm just saying. So
Don't say
I mean,
y'all if
y'all
you don't
can
want
talk
me to
about it.
talk.
Obviously, every piece of that game matters. Every penalty,
I gave him
every
his credit.
sack,
I had
all
to
of that
slaughter him
stuff.
because
The
But
bottom
Lamar
line
Jackson,
is, I'm gonna end this coming back to what I said to start. Scrambling quarterbacks for you can use whatever reasons you want. Even Lamar at his highest level as a non-real proficient passer. The point is, when you can do it at the end, he's focused. We all know Lamar is a good player. We know he's a good
great
leader.
player. Don't disrespect
He's a
him.
great player. He's actually an excellent player. But what I'm saying is, because of that, he can tap in and do what he needs to do when he needs to do it, including leading the game-winning drive. But when you're a proficient passer, you put yourself in a good position the whole game. You don't ever have these. And I think the
You
Ravens
don't
are better
ever.
than the Bills. I think
they
they're a
are
better
way better
team than
team.
the Bills.
Way better team.
However, you don't think so? You don't think so?
Not this year.
Who on that Bills offense
I mean,
scares
look at their
you?
receivers.
Like,
I mean, they have Rashard Bateman. Like the Ravens aren't. They have
They
Derrick
got Derrick
Henry,
Henry
and
though. They
and
got
their
Derrick
offensive
Henry and
line
a
is
better
not what they
offensive line.
usually
They got
are.
Derrick Henry and a better offensive line.
I don't know if their offensive that's what made me hesitate because I don't
Lamar
know if their
Jackson.
offensive line is better than the Bills this year. Their offensive line
I
isn't
don't
as good
know.
as it usually is, and neither is
Anyway,
their defense.
What I'll say is this, right? This is because it's part of why I think Josh is the MVP this year. Who on the Bills offense other than Josh are you like scared of? And so to me, it's like when you factor all of that in and you're like, all right, Lamar, you guys are moving the ball. Don't make these mistakes. This is what I need you to not do. Like I'm saying, that sack is just as big as any of those turnovers to me because it's like my quarterback, like the way I want my quarterback to function. You're
Matt
not making that
Stafford?
mistake there, huh?
Your quarterback, Matt Stafford.
Like you
Oh, my
and here's the
bad.
thing about Lamar.
Hey man,
Nobody's
I think more important than anything that this game showed me is that every stadium needs a dome because Lamar Jackson shouldn't be freezing his bony ass off trying to play in this game. I am pro dome everywhere.
I don't care about that. The point is,
what is all this about?
Lamar Jackson is good. He's very good. We're splitting hairs when you get to the top 8 and the top 4. It just is what it is. We need. I love what Lamar does all year. It's exciting. It's for commercials. It's highlights. But what I'm talking about, I need to go get a Lombardi. I need somebody to efficiently throw this ball.
How that goes.
How
that goes.
Look, this is a very convenient narrative. I mean, like, if I want a Lombardi, there's 2 players to get over the last 20 years, and it's Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. So I don't care if you scramble. I don't care if you don't scramble. You're not winning most of the time if you're not Pat Mahomes. And
Matt Stafford won one pocket passer.
He won
Joe
one.
Flacco's won one.
And he's
pocket passer. Peyton Manning beat Cam if he was a bum.
Once in a
Manning
while.
won, he was a bum.
Yeah.
Pocket passer.
Yeah, little drops in between.
Mahomes wins all the other ones. He's a pocket passer and everything. Brady's a pocket passer. It's just even the more
Pat Mahomes is a scrambler. Scrambling quarterback.
He's both. Anyways, we're going to leave this alone. This has been Soggy Nachos podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All that fun stuff. Tell somebody about us in the comment opinions. Peace.
Maybe that's why Josh don't win championships because he's definitely a scrambler.